Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Professor Bauer. Welcome to week 5, ICT 4005. Technical Foundations. That's where we are. This is the 5th week of class. Can you believe it? We're halfway there. We're halfway there to the promised land, and you're doing great. Just keep it up, and you're going to do just fine. Our agenda at a glance, overview and objectives as we look at the subject of information security. We'll also look at what I'm calling the freebie of the week, some reports that might help you if you have some interest in reading further, and then what the assignments are for this week. It's a pretty decent week as far as our pace. Week 5, information security. We're going to get into cloud computing, social media, mobile computing, lots of stuff. And so this is a good one. If you are interested in a career in information security, there is an amazing amount of opportunity. And from the management of products to the management of InfoSec in a company, in an organization, consulting, variety of different ways to tap into a growing market. We need millions more globally of InfoSec professionals. I think it's like 600,000 openings right now before 2025 in information security. So great opportunities there. So objectives and learning objectives and overview. You're going to be able to look at zero trust, understand some of the threat vectors. That report that I give you from CrowdStrike will be helpful as well. Understand that the big data analytics that we learned from last week are now being leveraged to address and counter some of these threats. And just become more familiar with information about information security. This is not going to make you an expert overnight, but at least you'll be able to find a couple of sources that are very trustworthy in this area. The freebie of the week. I've enclosed in the video for today the CrowdStrike reports. There's a link to their website. You can find their services front lines report, but I'll include the global threat report in the email announcing the availability of the video. Go to their website. If you really want to learn a lot, these folks are one of the best organizations doing it. People pay a premium to use their services and their software and their approach, but it absolutely works. And so as the amount of losses for things like cyber criminality and government actors and threats and people interfering with elections and ransomware and all these other things continue to mount, there has to be a response from intelligent folks who are dedicated to keeping the bad actors out. And it's a wonderful career. I've spent a fair amount of my own career working with people in this area, and they're top-notch, and they're always looking for someone else. Here's a slide with just what are called the TTPs, the tactics, techniques, and procedures that the bad guys are using, so you can learn a little bit more about that. Some recommendations on the next slide for intrusion, detection, and protection, keeping the bad guys out. Your access points are important, but it's no longer just building a wall around your network. It's being able to secure network access points wherever they are. And think about the work from home phenomenon. Now we have access points located all over the world. And so there's no longer this defensive perimeter, especially now that we've got cloud and various cloud data centers, public and private. And so how we secure something that is not at a specific point or a few points globally or regionally or something like that, those are really important issues. And so here's just some helpful points to help you in that area. The assignment. There are 5 major readings. 1, 2, 3, 4 major readings this week. See how easy it got? And take your time and read them. This class is of no value if you just kind of do the bare minimum, and reading and reflecting on these things is really important. What we've seen in the IT world, unfortunately, is there's such a rush to get the software product to work, whether it's a network operating system, whether it's an application, and what normally happens all too frequently is toward the very end, people start thinking, okay, wow, how are we going to secure this? And how do we lock this down? Or, we need to make sure we have connectivity, but we also have security. And so it becomes this battle. And I can tell you from my own experience, connectivity sells. So people have a lot of pressure to get a product out and reach the release date on time. And sometimes security patching after the fact is the way that things get attended to. There are some better companies now who are realizing that the cost of bad security is worse than the cost of being slow to release a product. And so the idea is to marble security into the DNA of the entire product as it's being built, and then you won't have to do all this repair work as we go forward. So this Thursday, there is no paper or assignment other than reading and commenting, there'll be no Zoom room this week. So that's it for week 5. Have a great week. Read well. I'm looking forward to jumping in on the discussions and seeing what you guys are reading, and how for some of you who have worked in security, I know some of you are working in IT, what have been the spectacular successes, and maybe some of the things that you could talk about at least, where you guys learned some painful lessons. Sometimes you learn a lot more from your mistakes than you do from your successes. At least that's been the way it's been in my career. So anyway, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.